And hello, ladies and gents. So, I was putting this thing together, and mate, talk about modding fail. So let's start with the issues I've encountered putting this thing together. Nothing on this, or almost nothing on this set wants to sit flush. The only thing that sat flush was the sealed assembly, and that was the tight press fit and the weapon assembly. But everything else on this model kit for the Blaze Zaku Phantom, where do I start? The head assembly alone. What the hell was it? I almost bent the plastic trying to get it onto the to this back nub, and there's no way that's gonna fit on without me drilling that hole. So that's about say that's about 2 mil, roughly about 2 mil. The head, or the eye assembly, to get it onto the head, three and a half mil. So I would need to have to buy a drill bits to get the head assembly on, which I shouldn't have to, because it says here in the manual you don't need power tools. You only need clippers, and it should be press fit on. So that's one problem. Where the hell was the body assembly? Now, the backpack and the body assembly, that head should slide back there, but it doesn't do that. You see these gaps there, and everything should be press fit on, but it doesn't, because it's just bad molding here. And the backpack assembly doesn't clip on. All these problems inside this unit there. All these don't stay flush. So I've got to trim that down, redrill all these holes to get it to fit, file something off to get that to sit properly. Drill all these holes out to a bigger size so I get it sit flush, so I don't have these gaps there on torso. That's issue 2. The waist assembly same deal. We have to redo all this. Get a zip flush. Cut the have to mill that out because that sits into that nub. Which it doesn't do. So that's issue 3. Issue 4. Arm assembly. Well, the shoulder pod assembly. Have to redo all these holes to get it to sit flush because it just doesn't, it will just fall apart. And that assembly connects onto the shield. Take that apart to do that. Now, if you're buying this kit, that's part of that. You come on to the leg assembly. Oh, what a doozy! So where do I start? So on the manual. So on the manual 9, that part there, in here, doesn't sit on because that's in the way. I've cut a little notch. Don't know if you can see that, but I've cut a little notch there. Maybe I have to cut a bigger one. So I can sit in there. And that will close this upper torso, but it doesn't do that because I need to drill 1.5. And that should sit flush there when you close it, but it just doesn't want to do that. Then you go on to the shin assembly. Same problems. And nothing wants to, sit flush there. So, or not, I just can't put this together without any extra tools. So this project is going to go on hold until I buy power tools, drill, sanders, and all for what? A $10 model. No, it's worth it. I don't like to leave anything unfinished, but this picture, or this model in this picture, is not the same that's included in the assembly of the sprues and stuff. But I do how they laid all the parts out on the sprues, and that was easy to follow, and even though the grenade assembly on the side there, it's not the same model. So what an epic fail that was. Yeah, so then you got extra bits. So if you bought this, you got the connecting pieces. So PCG, which is these bits here. There's nothing in the diagram, or in the actual manual of where they go to either. Because I checked it all. Like, yeah, scratching my head, trying to come up with a solution. But yeah, that's it with this build. I can't finish it, unfortunately. It's got to go on hold. Now, you know, to give you an example, out of the box, that Spartan right there, I didn't have to buy power tools. I didn't have to do anything. All I needed was clippers and tweezers, and that was it. Everything sat flush. You know, really good assembly out of the sprue. You know, I did have an issue of the bad molding on the shoulder, which so I swapped that one from that one to get the shield to move, because it was built up of plastic on the top area, and that was the only issue I've encountered on this. But everything sat flush, good build, no issues at all. And that's it for today.